I didn't think about that, but hello.
Hey Michelle, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm ready to talk about Huntsville and Dubai, baby.
Yes. So we're catching up, of course. And as I'm watching more and more of these episodes, I'm getting a feel for these characters. Now, what I thought about was, you know how like the editing each season changes sometimes, where the person that was the villain one season was actually beloved the previous season, but I'm also trying to figure out, okay, when I'm jumping in, am I liking the right people?
I don't care. I just know who I like and who I don't like.
Yeah, but not that I care, but it's just like I want, because I usually get a vibe, and I don't want my vibe to be off. So we'll see. But anyway, when we last left off with Love and Huntsville, Martell, I don't know if he had, no, maybe they just showed the clip, but in case, Martell and Stormy are meeting about this Galentine event. And so he comes in and he is, I mean, he know how to hang a suit. Like I will give Martell that. Like he knows how to, he has swag. I mean, I can see why the ladies are attracted to him and how he can get ladies or whatever. But in any case, he comes in and he says, "Nice to meet you," to Latricia. And she was just like, okay. And so it was this kind of weird vibe. And Stormy was like, have y'all met before? Like, do y'all know each other? And he was like, have we met before? And I don't know if it's the editing but the faces and the way they were reacting, it just was very weird and very like, you know me. Like, and so.
And meanwhile, I'm thinking, oh, y'all had sex and y'all trying to play it off right now.
That's what I was thinking. So it's either that, but she wasn't playing it off. So I was like, I think what I left with was that she had a relationship with his brother because she was like, how is Tez or whatever. And so I'm thinking he definitely knows
When you
her.
say relationship, please let me know what you're thinking. What type of relationship?
Sexual relationship, or I mean, I don't know if they could have been boyfriend girlfriend, but definitely, I'm thinking a sexual relationship where you know me. That's what I assumed because the weird vibe had to come from somewhere. So it was either with him or with his brother. And what I didn't know is the timing that was kind of weird. So I don't know if it was high school because they were just like, oh, she looks different. And she was like, yeah, I was 93 pounds back then. Or it's the timing of when her child was born and she should have been in a relationship with somebody else. Or I don't look at you. So I don't know, but it was so weird. So it makes us make up stuff in our head. But that's what I think.
You putting things in my head right now. I was just thinking they knew each other from around the block or whatever. They played hopscotch or double dutch or whatever. And that's all I was thinking. That's all I was thinking. And I thought Martell was just, like, I'm gonna let you have your season. I'm gonna let you do you or whatever and play the way that you want to play. And then all of a sudden you give me this, and I'm like,
because remember, she was like, it was, and then she said something like it was between Aria and something. It's like she was giving timeline. He was like, don't worry about the timeline. And so that's what it was, just so much weird, suspicious stuff that made me think like, okay, this was more than just, oh, you were my friend from high school and I forgot who you were because you look different. And to me, I mean, I don't know her, but to me, people look different if they were small in high school and then gained a lot of weight, or vice versa. You were big in high school, you lost weight, you kind of look different. But she's still like a smaller frame person. I will say, I don't know if it's, her face is frozen from everywhere. So when she talks, it's just her lips. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but so it could be that too, that it's like overly Botoxed or something. I don't know. Look at her next time to see. Nothing.
I don't ever think that she got Botox. I just think she's one of those people who she doesn't show a lot of emotions naturally.
I believe that too. I don't think she's an overly emotional person, but the emotion, just even when she talks, like when we talk, like this moves a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like even that, but just watch her. It's just the lips. It's just, I can't even do it because it's just a list. But overall, the interaction was very weird, and we'll see. You know, it's just giving me speculation that it's a little more than what they're letting on. But they brought Martell in for this Galentine, and I guess she sells this body glaze. I don't know if it's the same body glaze I see on TikTok, but this body glaze. So they're going to have this event, and they want him to be a model and come shirtless and have ladies rub this body glaze on him. And I guess her husband will rub it on her because both of them going to be models. And
he's going to be a model as well? I didn't catch that part, but okay. All right.
Yeah. Not her husband, it's her boyfriend. So
boyfriend.
Well, they didn't say he was going to be a model, but he said something like,
"I'm going to rub the oil on her."
Yeah, so that's why I was thinking like he'll just.
By the way, why isn't he a model?
That's what I was like. If we're thinking shirtless, he's
giving shirtless. Yeah, he ain't giving too much else, but he giving shirtless.
Yeah, he definitely giving. He can give shirtless all day, and so I'm wondering if it's that he's not known. Like Martell will bring people in, maybe like
of course
the advertisement. So
of course,
I don't know.
But I mean, he's giving body. He's giving body.
Yeah. So and so when Martell left, Stormy was like, "Okay, this was so weird," and she was just saying like, "I just saw him in Target a few months ago, and I don't know. He spoke to me. I don't know why it's so weird." And she said he seemed more. Stormy said he seemed more shocked to see her there than "I don't know you." It was more like, "What are you doing here?" And okay, it is a show. I'm sure it's lightly scripted or heavily in some scenes. Do you think
that didn't seem very scripted? That didn't seem very scripted.
Oh no, not that at all. I meant, I'll tell you about the scene. I think it's scripted, but the what was it that she said it seemed more shocked. I can't think what I was going to say, but in any case,
why you on this show? Tell me why you're on this show. Who are you trying to embarrass?
Do you not know the cast? And so I'm wondering, is that like, do they not share who's going to be on the show? I don't know. That was kind of weird.
I would think that they would. Don't you think? Don't you think that they would send out names? Now it's true that he might not know her name. Yeah. I believe that he might not know her name, but
he knows her name.
In addition to names, pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but in any case, that was that. So then there's Moses and Sonny. So Moses had talked to Destiny in the previous episode, and he goes and talks to Sonny, his current wife, who was the ex-producer for Destiny.
By the way, I'm gonna need her to get a bob or something because her forehead is killing me. Like I can't look at her face. I'm just looking at that forehead.
It is kind of far back, and I don't know if like a little bang or side swoop, maybe. I don't know.
You know what they say about light-skinned people? The lighter you are, the bigger your forehead.
I've never heard that.
You've never heard that? I want you to think about light-skinned people, and I want you to think about how big their forehead is compared to dark-skinned people.
I might have to now be looking at everybody's forehead like, okay, that checks. Oh my God. So now I'll be looking. So he goes to meet her and basically is filling her in on his meeting with Destiny. The first question, she wasn't like, what she say? She was like, how was she dressed? Do you notice that? The first thing she asked was, how was she dressed? And that's totally a woman just like, what she had on, like how she came in there. And he was like, I think she had on a dress and some heels or whatever. She was like, oh, so she was trying to look cute. But I mean, I don't blame her. Like, if you're going to see the ex, you're going to be like, okay, this is where you know.
Okay.
So anyway, he was basically saying how she went off and felt like they stabbed her in the back for getting married. And she also felt like they were talking when they were together. And she was just like, her thing was like, they weren't friends. People use the word friends loosely. And Destiny, she could say stuff about Destiny because she was her producer and had to get information. But Destiny don't know 5 things about her because we weren't friends.
So hearing her on the last show, you and we were talking about this, and I was like, I'm kind of iffy on this. The more I heard from her, big forehead girl, I was like, got it. I got it. I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense. You know, how many times have you been in you thought it was a friendship and the person that you were talking to didn't know a whole lot about you because they really weren't interested in you. They really just wanted to like share their story, and you're just listening and just absorbing all of this information, and they don't really care about you, right?
Yeah.
I've been in those most of my friendships. That's what it is, and so I get it.
And also, when people say friends, they use it differently, because I've been with people that say this is my best friend and they just met them the last month. Like, this is my best friend. Or even like, I don't know if you notice, even on, I mean, it's a whole nother show, but on Big Brother, people like, this is my best friend in the house. And yes, but I use that term very tightly. I don't use it loosely. Like, if I say you're my friend,
such a Virgo, I love it. You're such a Virgo, and I love it because I don't use that word friend unless it's real.
You've got to be my friend, like our acquaintance. Oh yeah, I know them, and you know we've hung out a couple of times. You know, but yeah, they're not my friends. So anyway, basically, like you were saying, it was all give. No, basically, she didn't get anything. It wasn't like a real friendship, and she felt like this is destiny. Felt like him knowing him all those years that he shouldn't have done her like that. And she was just like, she keeps bringing up 15 years, like 15 years. They weren't together 15 years. I guess they've known each other, you know, or who each other were for 15 years. But she claims all those years that they were actually together. She was the side chick getting flown out, humped on, and flew back out.
That was so funny. She rehearsed that, and I loved it.
My God. So she was like, it wasn't like there was this long 15-year relationship and all of a sudden he dropped her and started, you know, and married somebody else. But yeah. What I thought was interesting though is that she this is Sunny, seemed to know that Moses was out there in them streets, like he wasn't faithful. It sounds like he wasn't faithful. And she was okay with that, but she assumes he is now, because she was just like, well, I love you, and thank you for choosing me over all those women. And I'm just like, I don't know. I do think there's a small percentage of men that can, you know, if they were just like cheaters, side chicks here and there, and then meet the one and be faithful. But a lot of times, no. If that's how you lived your life, I don't know how long he's gonna maintain that no side chick thing. But yeah. Also, remember he forgot to wear his ring too? Because she was like, did you have your ring on? And he was like, I forgot to wear it. I was like, that's interesting. Because some men just take their rings off all the time and others never take it off. But in any case.
And what do you think that means?
I feel like a man should keep it on. And because, I mean, if you have a quality ring, you should be able to shower and do everything else with it, you know, unless it's completely fake. But you should need to take it off. Maybe to lotion if you got a lot of crevices, possibly. I don't know. But other than that, you should just keep it on, especially if you're going to meet. I need you to have it on. And they haven't been, well, they may have been now, but after you wear the ring so long, it leaves a mark or whatever. You know, it's lighter than the rest of your hand. And you could tell, but they ain't been married long enough, I think, for him to get a tan or nothing. So, yeah. So anyway, Latricia.
He's dark enough to get a tan, though.
He what?
He's dark enough to get a tan.
Well, yeah. He's pretty chocolate. So Latricia and the boyfriend, these are the bodybuilders. I guess it was her birthday or something like that. And so he has a nice little birthday dinner for her, gets her a bracelet, and she mentions that she likes Tisha. She feels like she's down to earth. And they also discussed the whole Martell thing at Stormy's house. And he thought it was weird too, because it did seem like, wait a minute, like what was going on? It does seem like, you know, y'all were creeping back in the day or whatever. So his whole thing is he wants to give her some better jewelry, like a wedding ring, but she's still married. And they seem to go back and forth because while she hadn't done any paperwork or anything to get rid of this marriage, she feels like it's over, and she kind of wants to get married, but she's scared because apparently her current husband, soon to be ex-husband, was a great guy and then totally pivoted on her when all this stuff started going on and he just wasn't there for her. So yeah, we'll see how that goes with them. But that seemed to be a constant theme. And when I was saying that something seemed heavily scripted, it was when Ken, the bodybuilder, and Courtney, he's the husband of Sunny, when they did their basketball thing. And I don't know, to me that seemed very scripted. Like they were just like, so is she engaged? I don't know. It just seemed like,
like the producers were like saying, hey, y'all are here, might as well talk about this. So talk about it.
Get together, and in this scene where I want you to ask him, okay, how was the birthday party? And then, well, do you think how you think about marriage? I don't know, it just seemed very scripted and unnecessary, but because they basically said the same thing he said. Yeah, I was trying to think they said anything different, but it was basically the same thing they said in their little birthday dinner. So,
well, they also said that they had known each other since they played Little League back in the day.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They were.
So it was kind of sort of like friends or whatever, like close to friends, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So maybe this is someone that you can talk to and all that other good stuff.
That's true. I didn't think about that. They did say they were. They didn't make it seem like they were friends, but they definitely knew each other and have a history. So that's true. Let's see, Latricia. This must be the new episode. They just basically continue with the conversation, but it ended with him asking, he wanted to know if she has intentions to marry him, and they kind of cut it off. But when they came back the next episode, she said yes. And she does have some trauma and all of that, but she's hoping that he will be who he said he will be. So she did commit to contacting that ex and getting some paperwork and everything in line over the next couple of months. And this is later in the episode, but the guys got together.
Okay. So this is what I want to ask you. So you've been married. I've never been married. So, I don't know. So like, if you were to ever get married and then decide, you are married, but if you were to ever decide that you want to get a divorce, would you wait 5 years or like what? Like, I'm trying to get into the mind of someone who would wait that long. Like, I do know that for some people, it's about the money. It's like, I need to have a certain amount of money so I can go through this process because I don't have it right now. But then there are other people who are like, I pay at most $50 to get divorced. I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know the cost. I hear various things, like it could be very expensive and all this kind of stuff. And I think it's a couple of things. If you have like assets together that you got to split and decide on, kids, if you got kids, you got to decide on that. And if you agree with each other, because I think, I know somebody that is in the process and they claim they're in another state.
But it didn't even sound like they had even started the process to getting married.
They haven't started. So I think you have to be like Robin them. You have to be, was it not Robin? What's the one? You have to be separated for a year.
So then my question is, does she really want to get a divorce? I really need to understand it. She says that she does, but 5 years? I don't know.
And that's the thing. I don't know if it's that the relationship was so volatile where she's just like, I'm done. I don't want to talk to him. I want to see him. I wanted nothing. Or if he was abusive and she's scared of, like, I couldn't get the vibe of what kind of, I know it wasn't good, but.
I don't know if I believe her story anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah. But it sounds like when they had the conversation at Miss Neal's party, when the guys was all together, that apparently after 5 years, I guess in Alabama, I don't know if it's every state, you don't even have to have them there. That's what I got out of it. It was like, if you haven't been together 5 years, you could just divorce. It could just be over. You don't have to find him and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Miss Neal and her husband, basically they're getting ready for the party.
Her and all her shoes.
All her shoes.
I need another closet.
You said what?
She said she needed another closet. I was like, girl.
Okay. And he was like, I give you whatever you like. And I thought about, okay, so I don't know about your closet, but I have shoes that are in the box.
Uh-huh.
And then I also bought this thing where I can see the shoes in there. Cause she was saying how she takes so long going in and out of boxes. And then the wrong shoes are in the box and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, just get something different if you got to go. Like, to me, I don't know. I feel like I know what box my shoes are in, but yeah, I don't know. But I don't know if you have a lot of shoes. We were at, this is such a sidebar, but at the family reunion, we played this little like newlywed, old wed game. And one of the questions for the men about the women was, does your wife have 1 to 10 pair of shoes, 10 to 20, or 20 plus? And yeah.
Hell, I got 20 plus.
You said
Shit.
what?
I got 20 plus. So I've been having some of them for about 20 years though. I don't know if that counts.
It does. That's why I was like, I think everybody got, but it was 2 people that they had 1 to 10. The women had 1 to 10 pair of shoes. I was like, yeah,
for them.
Yeah. So let's see. Letitia, Marcel, Kimmy, and I forgot his name, the other one, her husband, they get together.
By the
And
way, I didn't know that they were brothers.
me either. And what was interesting is when Anthony happened to be watching it when I was watching that episode, he was like, they're brothers, right? And I was like, I don't think so.
Do you remember when I said, I don't remember what time that we were recording, but I was like, they look so much alike.
And that's why they're brothers. Yeah. So yeah, but I do remember back when Anthony used to watch it. I know it was real estate based. Like that was how they all came together to do something real estate related. And this actually seems like coming back to the core of the show when they were discussing the real estate business. So apparently Kimmy, to me, I get that she's like a business person on top of her stuff. And
which one is Kimmy? The
Kimmy's the short hair one
Okay.
that had cancer, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be on top of her business. And Letitia and Marceau, well, I'll say more Letitia, seems like the wife of a man that is about the business. So I'll help you. I don't know what she does yet, other than bring up some mess. But they want to move forward with the project, and they want him to bid on it and be a part of it, but he has to bid. But apparently, I guess he's slow. He's been slow with his other projects. And what he said kind of made sense in his little diary. He was just like, I work, if I'm getting paid, that's priority. I'm going to work toward it. If I'm paying for it, then it can fall back to the back burner and get delayed. And I know, like with real estate construction, stuff can get delayed all the time. It don't have to be your fault, but it sounds like, at least according to Kimmy, it sounds like it's more of a consistent thing. She was like, this ain't finished, and this ain't finished. So yeah, what she said, the prediction of the future is looking at the past, something like that. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm sure they'll get the job when they put in the bid, but yeah, that's something she got to watch out for. So it seems like it'll be a little possible mess in the future. We'll see. We already talked about Courtney and Ken shooting their ball. Let's see. So they get ready to head to Miss Nell's party. There's Stormy and Letitia in one bus, and then there's the brothers and their wives in the other bus. So,
and I did want to say this. So, so when all her people, Nell's people, were there before anybody from the cast showed up, I was like, "What the hell are they talking about?" I had absolutely no clue. Did you feel the same?
Yeah. Oh, you mean like when they were talking to them because they didn't have on mics? You mean, or
no? Like when Nell's family were there, and it was just Nell's family, and nobody from the cast of Love and Marriage were present. They were talking, and they were talking about like some mess, and they were talking about like like if drama comes your way, are you unfazed, or like how do you handle like situations where like I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? I had absolutely no clue.
The cast was there because it was not all of the cast, but Kimmy was there. Basically, that one bus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So they were there, but it was weird because the cast must have been mic'd and the other people weren't mic'd because they had scripts, or it must have been like a big mic over their head or something. But it was like, from what I got from it, it was and I don't know if this is their kids together or separate, whatever, but there was
I think it's just Nell's kids.
Okay, so Nell's kids, but then there's, I guess, his child that had done that podcast. So I think they were talking about that. And
I mean, I figured it out after a while, but at first I was like, what the fuck?
And then I still don't know, because they was like, she said, as parents, how do you feel? And she was like, unfazed. And I wasn't sure if she was unfazed or if, because I was like, is she the parent? Or I was confused about who was who and who they were referring to.
But look, on another subject, but still germane, her light-skinned child, that boy with the shades on.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was like, ooh, he's sharp, but
Really?
Yes.
I gotta go look back at him because I did not get anything from him. Yeah. And maybe because, I gotta look back, and I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna feel the same when I see him. But when Stormy and Letitia were riding to the bus, riding on their little van, I should say bus, but to the party, they started talking about what Letitia told Latricia. I think I said that wrong, but the bodybuilder and Letitia were working out together, and she told her that Miss Nell could be loud and in your face. And Stormy was like, was it like watch out, or was it like descriptive? And she was like, I think it was both, like basically watch out and I'm describing her at the same time. And she was like, well, I get more of a motherly vibe from Miss Nell. I don't get that she'll be in your face. I think the only time she said she was in somebody's face was Martell, and it was out of love. And so Tisha was like, Trisha was also like, okay, well, no, Stormy was asking her, what did she say about me? And she was like, basically, you one way one time, one way another time. And so there's possible some stuff. Oh, also Courtney, I know her husband said he only likes two of the guys. I don't think I got that down.
That was like a revelation. It was like, what the hell is going on? Like that's gonna be some drama later on, clearly. Because if they kept that in there, it's gonna be some drama.
Right.
And if nothing else is gonna be at the reunion, because they're gonna play it at the reunion.
They bring it all back up, especially if Carlos King got anything to do with it. He's noting all of the mess. And so in the other car, that's where actually Letitia and Kimmy and the brothers are there, and they discussed getting the Galentine's invite, and she thought it was weird because we ain't talked since the reunion, and at the reunion we were yelling at each other. So now all of a sudden I get an invite to your event and we ain't talked. So she thought it was weird. Is that weird to you, or what do you think? If you're on a show together, it shouldn't be weird. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm like, you're gonna get the invite. Other than that podcast, everything else, you don't have to come. And didn't she say later that she actually RSVP'd or something? She said I RSVP'd, and they were like, you going through all that and you RSVP'd already? So yeah. It was the liquor talking. That must have been what it was, because she was lit this night. Yeah. So we already kind of talked about the kids and all that kind of stuff. So when Mel came in, I thought she was looking cute, but I don't know if it was the editing, but she came in, Tisha was like, take them glasses off. And remember, she was trying to take her glasses off, and she was like, no. I'm like, you got to be real drunk to try to take something off my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. And she also tried to start some mess, because she was just like, you said something that you had an issue with my husband. So basically, she was all over the place. It was like anybody can get it. Like, she came in with an agenda. Like, she wanted all attention at that little party. Exactly. And she got it. Whose birthday it is, I don't care. And so I do think it was mature of Melody. It was like, I'll talk to him. It's a time and a place for everything. This is not the time or the place. And Stormy and crew, they arrive, and I was trying to see how she addressed them, and it was kind of hard to see, but Stormy, it looks like she shook Marceau's hand and she just waved at Letitia and was like, hey girl, like when you're doing your hugs, and Letitia happened to be a place in a booth that was kind of inconvenient to get to anyway, so she kind of was like, hey. And so I was just trying to see how that worked out. But anyway, Miss Nell comes in after Letitia was like, who late to their own party? I'm like, it's your party, you come when you want to. And Anyway, she comes in dipping it and doing it and twerking, all that kind of stuff.
She
So
was moving, baby.
she
I was like,
was.
yeah. I was kind of worried about her husband though, but she was moving.
And we still don't know how old she is because she never said. But I think Martell was just like, he said, I don't want to go to no 60-year-old party.
60-some-year-old. Yeah, she in her
Yeah.
60s.
So she looks good if she is, in her 60s. It was moving pretty smoothly. So, but yeah. So of course, Letitia's there. She's the new girl on the block. So they got to ask her all these same questions. Are you married? No, yes, I am. Well, actually, So she explains all of that the guy she came with is not her husband, but all of this kind of stuff. And I think this is where she mentioned that she hasn't started the paperwork because I don't think I realized that until then. And then we talked about the guy saying she could be free in 5 years. Now, Miss Letitia is telling Latricia that these girls can be feisty, like especially Nell. And I'm like, why are you getting on the birthday girl? And so they go back and forth, and I was so confused about her calling her La Nell versus Nell and all that. Letitia was
No, my name is Nell. That's what she was calling
La
you the entire
Nell,
time.
La Nell. I'm just
That's what she was calling you the whole time. Nell.
Girl. So I don't know, it was very weird, that whole vibe or whatever. And of course, Letitia again was like, well, what's weird is you giving me an invite to a party and we ain't talked or whatever. And then they kept going back on what you meant by popping pills, and they were yelling back and forth and back. And it basically ended with Letitia's like, you heard what I said, and they ended it. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I can't remember in that first episode if Stormy had a drug problem or something in the past. I can't remember now. I might have to check my notes, but that's the only thing I could think of. Oh, I think it was her. No, it wasn't her. It was the other lady. Remember the other lady that they kicked off the show? That Melody kicked off. Remember the first episode? It was a lady. I can't even think of her name because that's how long she was there. But she did. Oh, she went to a podcast or the Blonde.
Oh yeah, her.
Talking about Melody, and she got kicked off the show. She had a drug issue for sure.
Okay.
So yeah,
I forgot about her.
I know.
So they got rid of her and they put the muscle builder woman in her place.
You know what? I didn't think about that, but she didn't come to episode 2, so that could be the case. I don't know if it was supposed to be her all along or not. So that's interesting. I don't know. So yeah, but that was the end of the episode. Next episode, Mel and Marceau are gonna have their discussion, and it looks like the party, they'll go on with the mess that happened at the party. But yeah, but I enjoyed those couple of episodes.
Yeah, it's good. Even though I don't know all their backstory, their history, and all that other good stuff, they are so entertaining. They are so entertaining, and like even just trying to piece it all together, that's part of the mystery. Like just trying to piece it all together, it's like, yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm kind of mad that I haven't watched it all these years.
Yeah, and
you've been trying.
I think the reason I don't know if it started off weird because of course I mentioned like a million times, but that Anthony used to watch it and I just would kind of see it, but not like it would be like in passing. And I don't know if I didn't have time or it just didn't connect with me or whatever, but I never caught on. And people would always talk about it, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. So, but we here now.
So let's talk about Dubai, baby.
Dubai, episodes 2 and 3. So, when we last left off, the ladies were at brunch, and of course, I think what Ayan and Sarah had their little sidebar conversation about Ayan Sarah said Ayan was a victim, and then I think Stanberry, the Caroline Stanberry, had said some stuff about Talene showing her stuff to everybody at the Beyonce concert. So that was kind of like the start of all this drama. But this second episode kind of started with Talene and really introducing her. She's has 2 kids under 4. She's married into this family that basically helped build Dubai. That's what it looks like because they built a lot of the stuff that you see. And she's inviting some of the ladies over, and Sarah comes first. Okay, I still feel a way. I still like Ayan, and I still feel a way about Sarah, but we'll get into that. Because you were saying you liked Sarah, but you didn't like Ayan. I think I'm saying it right. But in any case, they kind of discuss culture, and that's one thing I do like about this show because there's so many cultures. You get to learn things that you didn't learn about cultures. Because she said something about the Arab way or something about being late, and each culture. I know I had some friends at work that are Indian. This was years ago, Indian. I still do, but Indian, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna do Indian time or something." I'm like, "Y'all got a time? You got a time too? CP time."
Oh, the darker you are, the later you are. Let's understand this.
Yeah,
because Hispanics do the same thing too.
Yep, that's true. That's true. That is so true. So yeah, and then I can talk about this because it's. But somebody was like, it's a white thing that basically like we're free, like our nature is to be free and arrive when we want to and whatever. And white people have put like these parameters around us, and now we're supposed to fit into come at this time where we can just arrive when we want to. Like I don't know if that's true, but that's what how people defend themselves. But in any case, Talene, is it Talene? I think I'm saying it right. Talene.
I believe so.
She wants to find a man for Sarah.
Long face. By the way, I'm gonna need her to stop pulling her hair back.
Oh my God, you on your forehead fish. That's when you go first. Forehead for the women and somewhere else for the men.
Because her face is long. I need to stop.
It is long. And in certain hairstyles, because I almost didn't recognize her in one of the scenes because of how she, when she wears her hair differently. And I think she looks better with different hairstyles.
Exactly.
But anyway, they were, talking about the Palm, like where she lives, and that's kind of like where I guess expats live, and it's affluent, but it's almost like kind of show off if you live over there. And they mentioned something about Sarah being ambushed, and I didn't take her being ambushed when Ayan talked to her, because she was like, "Let's talk over here." And to me, when I hear ambush, it's like everybody's against you, on top of you. Like, I don't know. But in any case, that was their little brief meeting. Caroline, Ayan, and Lisa.
Which Caroline?
Caroline, sorry, Stansberry, the white one.
Okay.
They I have to remember to say, because probably in my notes I got it. Caroline, sometimes I have Stansberry, sometimes I have Brooks. But anyway, apparently they weren't friends in the past. So them meeting together is like monumental, who would have thought, that type of thing. And they start talking about the brunch and how Talene sounds like a hadida, a bird or something. And they talk about the conversation that Sarah had with Ayan. And they also talk about what else? Talene being drunk. And okay, so basically it was taken from what they said. What Stansberry actually said about Talene was kind of like a joking thing. And then when Brooks brought it to Talene, it turned out messy. And so they were like,
By the way, do you think she was saying it in a joking way, or do you think that she was okay? That wasn't the vibe that I was getting either. That wasn't the vibe I was getting.
So I think because I think Sarah just her demeanor. I mean, not Sarah, Stansberry, her demeanor is very, I don't want to say negative, but she ain't gonna say a lot of compliments or joke. She's not a jokey person, So I definitely think she probably said it the way Brooks gave it out. Yeah. But I also don't think she cares enough about Talene to start any drama. So it's just kind of like, it was a joke, leave it at that. But they were struggling with how Brooks was so offended by that, even though that's her friend, but it's like, okay, why are you so offended by that? But so they kind of left that at that. Ayan has a beauty line where she has.
Can I ask you a question? Have you ever been in a situation where you have a close friend, somebody comes along and that your close friend is getting closer to this other person, but you feel some kind of way about that? Like you're kind of worried about your relationship with your friend. Have you ever been in that situation? Or have you been the third? Because I have always been like that third person. Like someone is cool with a third person, and they're getting cool with me, and that third person over there gets jealous
Mm.
to the point where I just kind of like I just back away. Like it ain't it ain't all that. It's trust me, it's not all that. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever been in any one of those situations?
You know what? I don't think I have because, and this I'm bringing back the reunion because this question came up in the little game. It was for the husband to say, "Who's your wife's best friend?" And I struggled with that because I have a lot of not a lot, but I have a number of close friends, but there's not many that I say this is my best friend or these two is my best friend. And so I went with him because he is my best friend, and he went with like my mama and my sister. So I was like, okay, I get, and then I actually was thinking several other names. Like I had at least 5 people I could have chose from. So
I would have said your mom and your sister too.
yeah, and they were one of the people. Well, I don't think my mom, but my sister, I think, was one of the 5 people I was thinking of. But I was trying to also think like him too, and so I was just like, any case. But yeah, I said all that to say I don't think I've ever been in that like 3-tiered situation where somebody, yeah. But I can see it happening. I can see it
All
happening.
the time. All the time. And I guess that's why I don't know. I guess that's why I don't have a lot of close friends because I'm trying to keep y'all together.
Yeah, okay. Y'all get this. I'm okay. I'll be all right. I'll find another threesome. So Ayan has her little beauty line, and she has like all these different shades and of beauty, and they're all getting together. And she talks with her husband, because I'm assuming he's funding it, and her partner about the business, and he's giving her the forecast, which isn't the weather, Ayan. She was like, "Is that the weather?" And like he's doing numbers, and it's just like all going over her head, and she's very confused. I'm like,
it was going over mine too. I was trying to keep up. I was like, "Oh Lord, please stop! just stop! I can't."
I was like, yeah, you just handle the business. Let her do whatever she does." And so finally, after all of that, she talks to him about her conversation with Sarah, and she says that basically she will say stuff, and then 10 minutes later think like, "Oh, I could have said that better," or "That didn't come out right," or whatever. And she claims that she cares for people, but she communicates the wrong way sometimes. So she decided she's going to write Sarah a letter so that her words can be communicated how she wants without emotion and all that kind of stuff. And apparently she wrote him a letter before they got married about 10 reasons she should marry him or something like that. So have you ever written letter? Well, I know we wrote letters. What's funny is I don't know if you still have letters that we this is before email. And we would write letters over the summer, all that kind of stuff. But
I do, and I'd be like, "What the fuck was going on in my life at this time?" Every time I read a letter from you, I'd be like, "What?"
Oh my gosh. But yeah, those were the days. Because we had to pay for phones, like unless it was free minutes, free after 9 or something like that. Yeah.
We didn't have cell phones back then.
No, but
when
like
we were writing letters.
Yeah, write letters. But I mean to actually call somebody on your landline. Remember, you used to have to pay so much a minute, except after 9, or maybe sometimes it was free on weekends. And
that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And my mom, they end up getting like what was it? They got an 800 number or something so we could call. And then I don't know if you remember, I think somebody did a TikTok about it where you would call, this is a collect call from, and you like, "Mama, call me right back." So
I saw that. I died laughing.
Because we're gonna find a way. So let's see. Oh, Lisa, her mom is coming into town, and apparently her and her mom are really close. And they, I guess, talk to each other and all that kind of stuff all the time. But when she moved to Dubai, she kind of like took her best friend away, and her mom even took a night job so they can be at the same time frame. And but it's kind of hard. Yeah, it's kind of hard for her. But I'll keep talking about her mom, even though it's another scene. But so her mom comes and they do like a little visit to Old Dubai, which I thought was interesting. So I don't know if you said you never traveled internationally.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. But any place you go, any island or whatever, they have something like that where they went, where you can buy local things and locals are out there selling various things, and you can haggle. My husband loves to haggle with the people and try to get the best deal. And it is interesting that they were giving her a price that was super high. And she was like, no. And he was like, well, how much? And she'll say this and they'll give it to her. And even that one guy, she was like, I'm
a native.
Yes, I live here. So give it to me if it is. And you're like, okay. Like, I know what this is worth. And so anyway, her and her mom have dinner where they kind of talk through her dad, I don't know, she might have said this in the things, the whatever diaries, but apparently her dad had a whole nother family in Canada. And so her mom left Jamaica to Miami and was kind of supporting her and independent. And she wants her mom to move to Dubai to, have her. Oh, go ahead.
Actually, I was kind of glad that they did that, because I was wondering the whole time whether or not that was her real hair or not, because her dad is white, right?
Oh, very, very light skin. I couldn't tell. Yeah, he's very light skin.
Because I wanted to, because her hair looked so real. It always looked real.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's real or not.
Well, at least like right here.
Yeah. So she could definitely have, you know how they can put clips ends that make it fuller, but it blends in, or she could just have leave out or whatever in her weave. But it does look very good. Her hair always looks very good. It doesn't. The wigs are always sitting nice. Well, actually, all the women. Maybe Ayan sometimes not, but for the most part, the women
they look a mess, baby. She look a mess. I'm so glad they put makeup on that woman.
I do not. I think she's beautiful. Like I don't.
When she has makeup on, she looks beautiful. But without it, she look like a damn Skeletor.
Oh my god!
Like, tell me you don't see what I see.
And I'm trying to remember her without makeup, because she always seems to have it on. But I'm sure there'll be another time when she doesn't have it on, and I'll either verify or.
Her eyes are all black and sunken in. And,
oh my gosh! Yeah, I have to see, because I don't remember what she looks like without it. But what did she say? Oh, but anyway, she wants her mom to move because apparently they were only supposed to be there for 2 years, but it's been way longer now and going to be at least another 5 years. And her mom is like, why don't you move back to the States, blah, blah, blah. Her mom is going to consider it. So we'll see what happens with them. But that was like a little family sidebar. Let's see what else happened. Ayan and Sarah meet to actually, read the letter. So they're pretty cordial. But I don't know if you noticed when Sarah came in and she was just like, oh my gosh, I love what you're wearing. And then Ayan said, me too. I didn't know if she meant like, I love it too.
She did, because she's all about herself. That woman is all about herself.
She is all about herself. I do agree with that. But I do think I like her though, because I feel like she's funny and she's a good person. She has a good heart. She's not.
I will say this: those last 2 episodes made me like her more.
Okay.
I don't, because she wasn't doing a whole lot, but maybe that's what it was. She wasn't doing a whole lot, and so as a result, I liked her a whole lot.
Yeah, and you didn't have that background of. I've watched a couple of episodes of the first season too, and you didn't have that background, so you were coming in fresh with just the mess you saw on episode 1. So yeah. So yeah, she basically kind of apologizes and she starts reading this letter, with dear Dr. Sarah. And she was like, did you write this alone? She was like, yes. And they showed her husband like,
maybe not say this.
Right. Say it different way. So in any case, so Sarah, accepts the apology. They apologize to each other, and Sarah gives her this little angel to think about whenever she's feeling bad or down. So,
and you know what? I do want to say something. Ayana, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say Ayan since you say Ayan. She reminds me so much of my cousin.
Really?
And my cousin lies all the time. So it's hard for me to it's that mental block. It's my cousin. My cousin lies all the time. Don't trust her. She's trying to get over. That's all she's trying to do. She's trying to get over. And because I'm thinking about my cousin, I'm thinking, and my cousin, when she ain't got her makeup on, she look a hot mess. You
cousin, I'm not gonna let him do you like this.
Look, her grandparents, her uncle.
Oh my God.
Don't nobody like her.
Oh, I mean,
and nobody trusts her.
Yeah. And I will say it's hard to, if you connect somebody with somebody that you know that's similar to them, it is hard to disconnect. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I still like her though. Oh, cousin. So Brooks, this Caroline Brooks, she has her new spa in Tulane. I don't know. I think it's Tulane. Yeah, she brings her daughter to the spa, and they get pampered and all this kind of stuff. And let me see. She talked about her son getting his hair cut, and let me see. Did anything else happen? Oh, I think she mentioned that Talene's going to have a party and invite even Stansberry. And Brooks is like, "Why is she so nasty to you?" And Talene's like, I don't hold grudges, and I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. So I've moved past it. And Brooks was like, I can't do it with the fake smile with the teeth. And why they show her smiling? She was like, she is very teethy. And I was like, I think I had noticed it because she don't smile that much, but I guess she is teethy. But let's see. Stanberry, they showed her moving out from her friend Michael. And I don't know if they were unpacking, but it's one thing to overstay your welcome at somebody's house, but not only overstay your welcome, but have it in complete disarray. I'm just like, I don't know if they were, that's what I wasn't quite sure if they were.
And took over. How you gonna bring 3 dogs to somebody's house?
Come on.
How you gonna take somebody's workroom and make it your get ready room or whatever?
Yeah.
Your makeup room or whatever.
So yeah, I'm just like, I know he was just like, yes, we're going to have this boot kicking out party. What did they call it? I forgot what they called it. But we're going to have this.
Get your ass out of my house party.
Bye party. But they discussed her daughter, Yasmin or whatever, going to a college trip in United States. And her daughter doesn't want the new husband to go. She only wants it to be her and her dad, or her mom and her dad. And so Sergio was like, he felt kind of way with, he called it a honeymoon, but basically her ex and her going on like a little family trip without him. But what do you think about that? Do you think?
Okay, so this would have been my compromise had I been Stansberry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come, stay in the hotel room. When we go out, you just don't go out with us. That would have been like my compromise.
I completely agree. Because, the daughter is still a daughter. Like, you can't, this is my husband. Like, it'll be different if he was like a boo thing and whatever. But no, we're married. And I think it's okay. They could even take a separate flight or sit in a different seats or whatever. Get over there. And then we'll do the trip and whatever we're going to do to the college visits. We'll do that as a group without you. But when I come back to the room, it's us, or we can, you know what I'm saying? So I feel what he's feeling. And then he's also, I guess, clingy and a mama's boy. So her being gone that long is probably like affecting him too. And yeah.
Can we say Velcro?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like, move. Like, you don't have to be so close. You don't have to be so close. I understand that you love this woman. This is your heart. This is your soul. This is all that other good stuff. But you ain't got to do all of that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, what life do you have? It's almost like he's living in her life. What about your life? What life do you have outside of her?
And I don't remember if they ever said what he did or anything like that, or if he did anything. I don't know. But yeah. So he is, interesting, very clingy. Let's see, Tulane. They're getting ready for her party, and she, I guess they had alcohol restrictions back in the day, but they've been lifted where they can drink now that drunk Americans are coming and moving over there. They want us to stay, but her parents were originally from Jordan, but they have a practice, I guess, in DC and Dubai, but they're visiting, or I don't know if they live there or not, but she want her parents to meet everybody. So the guest star arrive. Ayan brings a gift. She gives her this re-gifted candle. And then Stansberry comes, and Brooks is not happy. You can just see it on her face because she feels like Stansberry is being two-faced. Let's see what else. Oh, she does speak to her and Sergio. It was just kind of like a hey, whatever. And let's see. It was just very weird that her and both of the Carolines were very close the previous season, I guess, and now they just don't like each other, or at least Brooks can't stand her. Like it's gotten that totally, split. And Brooks is drunk, Talene is drunk, and Talene's trying to hook Sarah up with this guy. And let me see. They end up going to like the backyard to try to, I guess, put both of the Carolines together. And she's just like, we need to talk it through. So Brooks pulls Talene in and mentions that, you told her I don't like you. And she was just like, look, we squashed it. It's okay. I made peace with the situation. And basically Brooks was still egging it on. And Talene tried to like help her friend. It was like she's under a lot of stress with the job and all this kind of stuff. So I do believe that you can be under stress and like little things could trigger you, but Brooks, just let it go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So
yeah, and if you were looking for a moment, that wasn't it. Like, or at least if you were looking for a moment, you got to have your people in order so that they can back you up.
Yeah,
ain't nobody backing you up right now because it don't make sense.
Yeah. Now, do you think? I think they alluded to it in the next episode. But do you think that she is jealous of Lisa and Ayan's relationship with Carolyn or something else? Or do you think, I know it can't just be Talene. That's what she kept bringing up as this is why we have an issue.
I think she's upset because she's not, I was about to say the center peach, the center hourglass. She's not the center hourglass.
Oh.
And I think that she's trying to, like she was the one that was close to Stansberry and all this Stansberry like she's looking for her place but look, her place is her addiction to alcohol. That's her storyline. Because if you think about it, like a lot of these people, they have like an outside storyline. They ain't got nothing to do with the women. Mm-hmm. And in a lot of cases, I'm much more compelled by the outside storyline than it is about, the interactions between women.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like get your storyline together and you could, you can do some things.
Now, but would you want alcohol to be your
No, I wouldn't want it, but she could. She I don't know what she could do. She could do something a little different and make it compelling. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So let's see. The next thing Caroline says, she sees the hypnotherapist. Would you see somebody like that? A hypnotherapist?
I would. If I had the money, I would.
Oh, okay. Well, the lady came and was like, had put her to sleep and was asking her about her 8-year-old self. And she
wasn't asleep. She wasn't asleep. She wasn't asleep. Because sometimes she was acting like she was asleep. The other time she wasn't. She wasn't asleep. She was on camera and she had to put on her show.
I'll be fake. Did she start convulsing? Seemed like something happened. I don't know. It was. But long story short, the hypnotherapist.
You're worse than me. You don't believe nothing.
She tied her micromanage mommy relationship with Sergio back to her childhood stuff, and Sergio overheard about the mommy and the micromanage stuff, and he wasn't happy because he doesn't feel like they have that type of relationship. But I think it is. I mean, I can see it partially being true. Even though he doesn't tiki with his mother, there is some sort of, and it could just be his personality because it sounds like he talks to his mom every day. He's clingy with his mom and may somehow have shifted that to
his wife.
So,
or that's it would be interesting to know what type of relationship his parents have with each other, because it looks like his parents are still together, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So it would be interesting to know what type of relationship his parents have with each other, because that would inform the type of relationship that he would want to have with his wife.
Yeah.
I still assert you ain't got to do all of that. You ain't got to.
Yeah, and she's definitely not.
In fact, get the fuck up out my face. from 8 to 5. I don't want to hear. Don't call me. Don't text me unless something is going on. Please.
Oh, but yeah, I guess. I mean, she knew who she married though, because it's not like he all of a sudden became that. But it's almost like, okay, it's a bit much now. But
But I understand why she went to him, because she got the exact opposite from her husband. So she went to Sergio because he was the exact opposite. But now she's seeing the negative sides of that. She probably loves it. She probably loves it to her core, but she's seeing how it could affect her. Yeah, and I think that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. They Brooks, Talene, and Lisa have like a little lunch. Let's see. I feel like they still talk about the same thing. What I talked about. Basically, they think that it has something to do with the relationship that basically Brooks' issue with Stansberry is not related to Talene at all. It's really her being close to Ayan and this season. Let me see. Oh, so the going away, it was Michael's good riddance party. So he brings all the friends together except for Brooks, because Stansberry uninvited her to the party. So Sarah brings in a business party. That's what I was going to say. I'll talk about Sarah later. A business partner that she calls Sarah the sabotage person or something like that. And Sarah, Saba, I think it was Saba, the sabotage person. And Saba was very vocal. And I feel like, because I know it's some people that's very like woosah and all about peace and harmony, but they are a mess. And I feel like that's Sarah, because she...
You mean Saba?
No, that's actually Sarah, not Saba. Oh. I feel like Sarah is, because she, like, all of her relationships are a mess. Her son said it.
She always goes for the worst person ever.
Yeah. And it seems like she's...
By the way, did you see her German? Did you see her black German that she ends up with? Have you gotten far enough?
Oh, no, I just ended with this episode.
She's dating a black German with green eyes.
What?
Lord,
whoa! Jesus. I can't see him.
And he looks like he wants more. He looks like he wants more because he likes the son. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna wait till the son get a little bit older to say what I really think about the son. Oh, but
now, is he spiritual?
And he's a Muslim.
Okay. Does he like aliens and is not a Libra? And what was the other thing?
That conversation hasn't come up. Like we didn't see it. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Like I'm so engrossed with Dubai. It might be because of the black German. Okay.
So I'll have to see where he pops up. Maybe the next episode or so. But he hasn't. This episode, she was with the guy that Talene tried to hook her up with. I didn't think he was gonna be. Yeah, I didn't see them being a good match anyway. But he also
because of what he looked like, or
I think it was just the way he looked to me. Okay. I don't know. Okay. And she didn't seem to like him at the party. So I'm just like,
on site, she did not like him on site. So yeah. Like, there's something to be said. Like she clearly likes attractive men. I ain't mad at her, but she clearly likes attractive men.
Yeah, and if it's, I mean, I do know some people feel like attraction can grow. Like, okay, yes, I'm not attracted to you right now, but let's see what happens. But I feel like she came into it like, okay, I already don't like you. Let me see why else I don't like you. And he started checking off the boxes. Yeah. So, he's never dated anybody with kids. That's the other one. And he thought it would be the same. And I was like, to me, that should be self-explanatory that it ain't gonna be the same. But in case, let's see. Oh, and also, I don't know if I missed this, but that Sarah and Sergio were close because and talked to her and was like at the verge of tears, and she was like, let me pull you to the side and talk to him. And she was also the one that pushed him in the pool. I don't know if you noticed that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, they must be real close.
And I was so mad that he didn't turn around.
I thought about
you with see-through
pants. Yes, I thought about you with the see-through pants. I was like, You already feel a way about Sergio.
I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know.
Oh my gosh. So let's see. We already talked about, but Caroline's daughter was saying that Sergio was clingy, and she said he follows her mom around like a lost puppy. I was like, I would be super offended by that. He was like, yeah, but she's my wife. I was like, I guess he knows. Yeah. But yeah.
But I guess the question is, or at least if I were Sergio, why is my wife not doing the same? You know what I'm saying? Like reciprocity. If I'm super clingy, then that means like, how does she feel about that? Like, has he ever thought about that? Has he ever taken time to think about that? Like, she doesn't run around. She doesn't follow him around. And like, if you are a clingy person, at some point, you're going to want your wife to do the same thing to you. Yeah. And she ain't. So what's up with that?
Unless he gets I don't know. You know how like people talk about early in relationships, it's about the chase, like the guy, it's about the chase, and then he gets the girl or whatever, and it's like, oh well, I got her. What now? I don't know if that's like a constant chase where he's feeling like he can get her to be clingy. One, I don't know. I'm reaching, but I don't know. You like that, ain't it?
Nah, a person is either clingy or they're not.
Yeah, and she is not. Is not. So let's see. We already talked about Lisa and her mom. We talked about the double date. It ended with both of the Carolines meeting, Stansberry and Brooks. So they meet at this coffee shop. Brooks is like 30 minutes late, and she comes in with, these excuses. And it was so funny because they have similar personalities where she's just like, I started my business or whatever. She was like, we all have things to do. No excuses. I was here. You could be here too. And
she was like, yeah.
So again, she brings up that they have unresolved issues because she was triggered by the comments that she made to Talene. And she was like, Talene has moved on. Why is this still an issue? And she also brought up that I guess in the last season, Caroline didn't like Ayan. So she had her back and she stepped away from being Ayan's friend. And then Stansberry turns around and befriends her. And it's just like, wait a minute, I had your back. Why are you doing this? And so
that's so dicey. Do you remember? I'm gonna bring back college.
Uh-oh.
You remember when you stole around a tea sandwich?
I did not steal his sandwich. I took it. It was a joke. It was a joke.
And you ate it.
I didn't eat it. I never ate it.
Oh, you never ate it? I thought you ate it.
It was a joke. I was like, oh, let me take a sandwich. Yeah, I did. I think we threw it out at the end of the semester. Like it was literally in the refrigerator the whole semester.
I thought it was the funniest shit ever. Because I saw you.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I saw when you took it, and I was dying laughing inside.
Yeah.
And when he called me,
I missed the because y'all saw the Run T side when he was mad about it. Afterwards, like I only saw my side where it was like funny or whatever. I found out later how mad it was.
Oh no!
What?
I was with you. Because this shit was funny. Shit was funny. This shit was funny. And look, not everybody took Ron T's side because Kimani clowned him.
Oh my god.
Kimani clowned him. I'm sorry. We supposed to be talking about Dubai.
Right. But, right. I'm trying to tie it in. How does this tie into Dubai?
Oh, my point was it's a dicey situation when you're talking about friends because some friends will be loyal to you no matter what, and other friends will see the objective point of view of a situation. And I am cursed with always seeing the objective point of view. And so people are like, you're not gonna take sides. I see where you did wrong, I see where you did wrong, and I see where you did right, and I see where you it's a wash. You know what I'm saying? And so that's me, and I'm people get mad at me. But anyway.
I do that too. I realize I do that too, where I can see both sides, and it's also I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a Virgo thing, but I also know I did some type of it's okay because I was gonna say I did a little I forget anagrams. I think Enneagram, whatever it was, where you do your numbers and all that kind of stuff, and whatever number I was, one of them was that I could see both sides. Like that's part of my personality where I can see it. And I know with my husband, because sometimes you want, if you like venting and somebody says, well, what about this? Or maybe they were thinking that. You don't always want to hear that. You want to hear like, I know they didn't, or whatever. But my mind automatically thinks, oh, well, maybe they meant this, or maybe, I'm always like thinking of both things. But in any case, but that was the end of the episode. They agreed to that they have something to work on. I don't think they agreed to be friends, but they at least agreed they need to work on their relationship. So we will see what happens next.
I'm still laughing about that sandwich.
Oh my God. So I can't wait for Green-Eyed German. So we'll see what episode he pops up in.
You don't want to talk about that for nothing, but that's all right. Oh, I should have had a picture of that man. And he's a model too. And he spends most of his days working out.
Wow. Okay, so my expectations are really high.
Oh no, he's a gremlin. He's a gremlin. I don't want your expectations to be high because you know me.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. I'm thinking like, yeah, I don't even know. I'm it's like several people. It's like I'm putting, you put pieces of different people's body or whatever and face and stuff. So we'll see what he looks like, and I'll let y'all know my thoughts. Because we don't always agree. Because you said something about the Miss Nail's son, and I don't remember that at all. Yeah. So yeah, I got to. But anyway, we'll be back next Monday with episodes. I guess it'll be 6 and 7 of Huntsville and 4 and 5 of Dubai.
Thank you all so very much for watching us. I saw you all. You all didn't drop any comments, but next time think about dropping some comments.
Yes.
Until next time, y'all have a good one.
Take care.
Peace.